Welcome back to Afternoon Live. Are you sick and tired of feeling sick and tired? Our next guest today is here to help you take control of your health. We welcome the author of Own Your Own Wellness, health coach Daniella Dayoub Forrest. Thanks for joining us.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Popping in from the Bay Area to visit Portland.
Yes, yes.
We're happy to have you here.
Oh, it's such a wonderful place to be.
Oh, good. Tell me about the process of writing the book. We were talking that you worked on it for about a year.
Yeah, well, I'm a health and wellness coach, and when the pandemic happened, I was stuck at home working with people, and I really wanted to reach more than one person at a time.
Yeah.
You know, we were all reaching and searching for answers to how we could feel better and protect our immune systems, and it was a wonderful opportunity for me to think about the commonalities of what I do with all of my clients. Even though everything I do is so unique and individualized,
right,
there's always common threads to what we're all struggling with. And that really was the premise of the book, was, you know, how can we own our wellness,
right,
take control, make our own choices, and what choices should we make? What should we even consider? And then how do you implement them over time? And that's what this book does. It's a blueprint for you.
It is overwhelming when we think about the big picture and all of those things, so it's really helpful to have somebody break it down for you. So do you find, I imagine that people do kind of, even maybe without knowing it, give up control over their own health and wellness?
Oh, absolutely. I have a lot of clients who are just happy to just tell me what to do and I'll do it, right? And I understand that. In fact, I get overwhelmed.
Yeah.
And it's even worse nowadays because the bombardment of information online, it is a lot.
Yeah.
So, you know, I try to break it down into these chapters. So nourish, move, explore, and enhance. And within each one, I give you some menu of options. And then you have time to sit down in the book and fill out little questionnaires about how these things apply to your own life.
Okay.
What you might instigate. And then at the end of the book, you take all of those things and put them together into your own wellness plan.
It's nice that it's not a one-size-fits-all. I think a lot of stuff,
Sure.
especially online, I see content all the time and I think, oh, that looks great, but then in reality, it doesn't really work for my life and how it's structured.
Right, and how will you know?
Right.
You know, so I really encourage people to just change one thing at a time.
Okay.
See how that's working for you. That way you can get rid of it and try something else if it's not. You know? But if you try all new supplements and a new workout regimen and a new diet, how do you know? How do you know what's working and what's not?
So back to the nourish aspect of it, do you find that people underestimate still just how much what we put into our bodies affects our overall wellness?
I mean, just this sentence you just said, you're taking it from outside of you and putting it inside of you. Of course it's going to affect you, and yet people are just blown away that that croissant for breakfast is not making them healthier or happier.
Somehow they're tired at 2 p.m.
It is funny how that works.
What about managing change in your life? You say change is constant. We all know that. How do you find the time to adjust on your wellness journey if something has kind of blown up your routine?
Yeah, I really encourage people to, throughout the book, to stop, like I told you, and fill out these things, because it's important to have some objectivity, and it's very hard to keep that going. So being able to think about where have I been versus where I am now, and then also to embrace that change. You know, like at 47 years old, I don't have the same goals I did at 27, you know, nor do I look exactly the same. So I need to keep adjusting what I'm trying to do in order to get to a new place.
Okay. What about hitting plateaus? I think a lot of us have experienced that. You're making great progress on some kind of a wellness journey, and at some point you hit a flat line. How do you figure out how to power through and make those adjustments so that you don't go backwards, which is what happens a lot of the time?
People just get overwhelmed and they just give up.
Yeah.
It's about, first of all, recognizing that you're at a plateau.
Okay.
And then making one more small change, you know, and maybe it's what you're eating. Maybe it's how you're moving. Maybe you need to do some testing and find the root cause of why you're not feeling your best, you know. Maybe it's a food sensitivity issue. If you're like me in middle age, maybe it's hormones are changing very quickly. There's a myriad of issues that could be going on. And in the book, I allow people to consider different ways that they might take account of what maybe their symptoms are telling them. You know, like you've got itchy skin or foggy thinking. That's your body giving you a signal that it's not quite right.
Yeah.
You know, maybe it's time to make some changes.
Keep asking the questions to figure out the root cause. Thank you so much for joining us. It was great chatting with you.
My pleasure. Super fun.
Of course, the book again is Own Your Wellness. We'll have more information on our website at katu.com. We'll be right back with more Afternoon Live right after this.